There's always a me too. My name is Genevieve and I'm 17 years old. People tend to think differently about me when they first meet me, but they never tend to know what is really about me or what I've been through. At the age of 2, I had a brother that was also 2 years old. My parents had me at 19, and my father decided to leave me for my older brother. So I was stuck with a single-parent mom, and she raised me by herself until I was about 4, where she met her abusive boyfriend, and he raised me from 5 to about 10. And throughout those 5 years, he just continued to abuse my mother in front of me. He was a drug addict. There was times where we would think that we would actually live on the street because we couldn't afford the house. And he mentally abused me as well, which has always been my struggle because I'm not dependent on people or dependent on guys and stuff like that. And throughout those 5 years, my mom was a stripper, so I pretty much took care of myself. I grew up in Las Vegas, and it was just difficult for a 5-year-old to deal with. And then we finally decided to leave there and get away from everything. And I finally got in touch with my dad and stuff like that. But throughout those 5-10 years, my parents were in and out of custody battles, trying to figure out who should have custody over me. So that was difficult. My little brothers are dealing with that right now. They're going in and out of custody battles between my mother and her abusive ex-boyfriend. And my brothers have ADHD, so it's really hard to deal with too because we don't know exactly what we have to do sometimes. And they sometimes just get really upset, and there's nothing we can do about it. And now I recently live with my dad and my stepmom. I moved in with them 7th grade year, and it's a whole different change because I'm not used to living with them. I grew up with my mother and stuff, and my stepmom and my father are getting divorced, so that's difficult to go through right now too. I technically live with my stepmom because my mom lives in Las Vegas and my dad lives in North Carolina. So when it comes to things, I'm very independent because I don't depend on people. When I do depend on people, they always just let me down and always just forget about me. So I just struggle with doing things on my own. And I think that's a good way because I don't depend on people and I do things independently, and I can work on what I need to work on. There's always a me too.